Hey gang, it's time for another Kingston Kids story. Let's get on the Goombagawhatzah. But before we get on the Goombagawhatzah, I have to tell you, this is the season when we give gifts to people we love. And we receive the greatest gift of all, God in a baby, in Jesus in Bethlehem. And the Goombagawhatzah has given me a gift. And that gift is right here. Do you know what this is? I don't know if you know, but I have been telling you these stories now for a while. And all I tend to do is I tell you the stories and hope you're there. And well, honestly, when I look at the screen, what I see is me. And I really wish I could see you and know that you were there and see if I can tell whether you're liking the story or not. And especially in these times when I don't get to be with you at church, I just wanted to be able to know you were there. And the Goombagawhatzah has a way of knowing what we need. And so one day on my chair with my name on it, I found this. And what I've discovered is that if I hold this up to my eye and look into the screen when you're there, I can see you. Yes, I see Luke. I see Paige. I see Carter and Lyman and Kate and Kara and Lauren and Izzy and Sammy and Aubrey and Scotty and Cabell and Ellis, and I see Ryan and Lane and Eloise and Cooper and Kennedy. And one of the things I've discovered by being able to look with this is I can also see that there are some older children, as old as me, that are also listening to the Goombagawhatzah stories. And not all of them are as old as me, but I can see Sig and Marty and Luke and Zach and Josh and Peg and Nat. And maybe there's even more people out there that I am not quite seeing. If you're there and I can't quite see you, I'm sorry, but I'm glad you're there. And maybe this thing will work better the next time. Anyway, before we just get bored looking through this, let's go someplace. Climb into the Goombagawhatzah, get into your own chair with your special name on it, and then I would suggest you push the button for food and see what kind of very special Christmas treat you get. Surely there's some kind of very special something that you like to eat at Christmas time. And the Goombagawhatzah will know just what that is, and we'll have that there for you right on the arm of your chair as we travel. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but I hope you got your seatbelt on, because we are lifting up off the ground and we are heading out over the water, and we are on the way. As a matter of fact, if you look off, you might just see the stars that are actually two planets that are close together right now. Saturn and Jupiter are near to each other. Jupiter is the brighter one. And actually, if you look really carefully, you can even see some of Jupiter's moons shining around, little specks of light. It's an amazing sight. But onward we go. Today we are traveling to a place called Austria. Not Australia, where the kangaroos are, but Austria, which is a country right next door to Germany. We are going to the Alps, the mountains, and we are going to a little town called Oberndorf. Oberndorf, which means village up high, village above, because it's way up in the mountains. And it's going to be cold, so there's some warm clothes for you that the Goombagawhatzah has ready. And we are going to get out of the Goombagawhatzah now and go into Oberndorf, a beautiful little village. And you can see there's just enough moonlight that you can see the Alps covered in snow all around us. And all the trees have snow on them. But it's clear tonight. It's beautiful. We are going to go to the little church here that is, of all things, called St. Nicholas Church, named for Santa Claus, named for that saint that we talked about on one of our last journeys. And so we're going to go into St. Nicholas Church. And as it turns out, you may remember the Goombagawhatzah has a way of taking us not only from space to space, but from our time into a different time. And we have gone back 202 years to 1818. And there in the church are two friends, two young men who are friends. One is named Joseph Moore, or Joseph Moore, Joe Moore. He's the priest here at this church. And his friend is named Franz Gruber. And Franz Gruber is the music teacher in the village. And he plays violin, and he also plays guitar. And he plays the organ for the church. And they have gotten together to work on a song for this Christmas Eve. It turns out that the priest, Father Moore, has written a poem. It's sort of a lullaby to put Jesus to sleep. And he has asked his friend, Franz Gruber, to write some music to go with the poem. And then Franz Gruber and Joseph Moore are going to sing the song for the congregation when they come for church tonight. And so they're practicing. And it turns out, I bet you know the song they're practicing, the song that they wrote. Now, it just so happens that right here, I have my guitar, and I happen to know the music that Franz Gruber wrote, and even the first verse of the words that Father Moore put in his poem. You probably know the English words for this song. I'm going to sing it the way Father Moore wrote it. And you can join in with the English words if you like. If not, I bet you'll sing this on Christmas Eve. Do you recognize it? It's a song called Silent Night. It's wonderful that people, even hundreds and hundreds of years after the birth of Jesus, are still trying to take care of the baby by writing a lullaby for him to go to sleep by. What will you do for the baby Jesus this Christmas? Maybe the Goombagawhatzah will give you some ideas. There's another lovely song written maybe almost 70 years after this song in England by a woman named Christina Rossetti. And I'm not going to try to play that one right now, but it's got a beautiful line at the end of it. It says, what can I bring him? Bring this baby Jesus, poor as I am. If I were a shepherd, I would bring a lamb. If I were a wise man, I would do my part. What I can, I bring him. I give him my heart. Tonight, when you say your prayers, see if you can find a way to give your heart to the baby Jesus, to love him the way that you know you are loved by God and by me and by so many other people in your life. I hope you feel that love especially tonight. All right, let's climb back in that Goombagawhatzah and head home because we've got Christmas to celebrate. Let's get in. Don't forget to put your seatbelt on. And here we go. Up, 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 and out over the Alps. High over the beautiful mountains. Look down at the snow. Isn't it beautiful? We don't get to see snow like that very often. And we don't get to see mountains like that very often. Where we live, we have the beautiful ocean in the Chesapeake Bay, but we don't have the mountains. There it is. And now we see the sea, and soon we will be home. Home to sleep snugly in our own beds and have visions of sugar plums dance in our heads, maybe. I wish you a very wonderful night and a very wonderful Christmas. May God bless you, and may you give your heart to that baby. Good night.